Dear friends, today we are starting the series of lectures on how to transform negative emotions. And the very first question that arises is, where do these emotions really come from? And because of this, in today's lecture, we will look at what is the deeper source of our emotions. And why? Why do we want to go deeper? Because when something happens to us externally and we react and then experience some emotions, not every person reacts in the same way, and not every person experiences the same kinds of emotions. For example, if someone perhaps is offended, he may get very angry and he may start quarreling with the other person, trying to, to show him that he's wrong, so defending himself. Then another person who is offended in a similar way may get even more angry. He may get so angry that he wants to attack the offender. And there is also another person who may get offended in the same way, but he doesn't really react. He remains calm, he remains peaceful, not disturbed at all, and just doesn't care so much about, this insult. So how is this possible? This is possible because our emotions are really controlled by very powerful, invisible forces, which are called the three modes of material nature. And these are the three forces. They are actually the three modalities in which the material energy works upon us. And this is actually a very deep science, which is explained in the Vedic literature, especially in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And right now, I would like to read to you from the Srimad Bhagavatam, and we will read actually how our emotional life and our general emotional state is dependent upon the influence of a particular mode of nature, of one of these particular forces, or a combination of them, because in the nature usually everything is in combination. But you will get some idea because you may recognize some of these qualities within yourself or within other people. So we will start with the explanation of what are the predominant emotions if one is under the influence of the mode of ignorance. So here we have intolerant anger, stinginess, lamentation. So, delusion, being bewildered, confused, unhappiness, always morose and unhappy, depression, sleeping too much, having false expectations, having all kinds of hopes, which are like, have no true, there's no true basis for these hopes, but still hoping, yes, one day I'll become rich, I will become a millionaire, but actually not doing anything for it. Then fear, strong fear, and laziness. So these are the major qualities, and we can see emotions which arise from the predominance of mode of ignorance. Now we will check the second mode of nature. This is the mode of passion. Here we have material desire. So strong desire. I want something, anything, I want to get this degree. I want to get this boyfriend, or I want to get this girlfriend. I want to get this pizza. I want to get this house. I want to get this car or computer. Strong material desires to obtain different material things. Then such a person is also very active, like really works so hard, and is very audacious, like really audacious. And then the emotion comes, dissatisfaction, even in gain. So even if such a person, is working so hard to get a degree, but then once he has the degree, he's not happy, he's not satisfied, doesn't really satisfy him or her, then there is another emptiness in the heart, wants something else, wants something more. Then pride, that sense of, oh, I'm just so good, I'm better than the others. And desiring to become more advanced materially. And then also desiring sense gratification, desiring to enjoy life in the material way through the senses. And then also a rash eagerness to fight. So, at the smallest insult, such a person will jump up and start quarreling and fighting and arguing. And also desire for being praised, that others acknowledge one and that others praise one. And then also that feeling of trying to ridicule other people, to belittle other people, to make fun out of them because of that sense of I'm better than you. And also, again, because of that sense of importance, trying to advertise one's own better, better situation, one's own prowess, and justifying one's action by one's strength. So we can see the predominating emotion here is the desire, the strong desire. And on the other side, anger and frustration, if this is not fulfilled. These are some of the most strongest emotions under this mode of nature. But now let us see what are the predominant emotions in the mode of goodness. And the mode of goodness is the most beneficial. This is the highest of all forces, these invisible forces of material energy, and it brings person's consciousness to the highest level. So such a person is self-controlled. What does this mean? This means that he or she can actually control the mind, can control the emotions, can control the senses. So even if emotions come up, such a person can control them, will not be forced to act upon them as one is forced in the lower modes of passion and ignorance. Such a person is also satisfied in any condition. What does this mean? It means that regardless of the external situation, such a person is peaceful and satisfied because of inner satisfaction. Such a person has some kind of an inner life that makes him very happy. Such a person is also very generous, just like likes to give to others, likes to help to others, is feeling for others, compassionate. It's also very faithful, especially faithful to the teacher, especially to a teacher who teaches him about the spiritual life. Such a person is also very simple and actually also exhibits some kind of humility, not considering oneself very important at all, but just, ordinary or even insignificant person. So we can see that in the mode of goodness, a person is very balanced, a person is peaceful, a person feels very satisfied, and is generous and compassionate and caring towards others. So this is just natural for a person who is under this material force of nature. And this is very important for us to understand, because if we want to transform our emotions, we have to take this into consideration, because it will not be effective if we just make some superficial adjustments to change our emotions. Like, we are very frustrated, we are very angry, we are very fearful, and now we will just give ourselves some positive affirmations, and just like, oh, just calm down, just listen to a little bit of nice music. That is very nice, but it will not have a lasting effect. If we want a lasting effect, we have to elevate our consciousness. There is no other way to change it. We have to elevate our consciousness to a higher state of consciousness, which means that we have to rise above the mode of ignorance, rise above the mode of passion, and become situated at least predominantly in the mode of goodness, and then go even higher to the transcendental goodness, which is a purely spiritual level, transcendental level, where we are not affected anymore by anything in this world, and we can actually experience spiritual emotions, transcendental emotions, in contrary to the material ones that we are experiencing at this time. So now I would also like to illustrate what I was just explaining by a very interesting story in which one sage, long time ago, there was a gathering of sages at the sacred river, and they were discussing who is actually the most qualified deity, the predominating personality, who is the controller of this world. Is this Brahma? Is this Shiva? Or maybe Vishnu? Who is it? And one of the sages, Bhrigu Muni, decided that he will do the test, that he will determine who really is the most elevated, who will not, even when there is a strong trigger, who will not get like totally agitated and totally angry and aggressive. So what did he do? First, he went to Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma, according to the knowledge from the Vedas, is the topmost living being in our universe. He lives on a planet which is called Brahmaloka, and this is the highest planet in our universe. And he's extremely elevated personality. So Bhrigu Muni went to him, and Lord Brahma happens to be the father of Bhrigu Muni. And when Bhrigu Muni saw him as a son, he is actually supposed to offer him respect, and some kind words of appreciation. This is the etiquette, which is very much followed in these higher regions. But Brigu Muni did not do that. He just came, he didn't offer any respect, he didn't offer any kind words. So he actually committed an offense of disrespecting his father within the mind. So he committed an offense in the mind. And Lord Brahma, he got angry. He got very angry because of the offensive behavior. But he was able to check his anger. He was able to check his anger from like coming out really, but it was visible on his face that he was really angry. So at this point, Brigu Muni understood, all right, he is not the most elevated. And actually, Lord Brahma, he is the predominating deity of the mode of passion, of that invisible force of passion. And this force has influence on him. And this is why he experienced this anger, because of the influence of the mode of passion. So next, Brigu Muni went to his brother, Lord Shiva. And most of you have probably heard about Lord Shiva. He's a very exceptional personality. He's actually not even a human being. He is living in a very special realm, which is actually outside of the material universe. He has a very special realm where he lives. And he is actually one of the highest, actually, among the demigods. That's how they are called. These are living entities who are very, very developed, much more developed than we are. But Lord Vishnu is associating with his wife Parvati, and his wife Parvati is actually the personification of the material energy. And as such, she is full of this mode of ignorance. So Lord Shiva is constantly in touch with the mode of ignorance, and somehow or other he gets influenced by it. So how did he respond? When Brigu Muni came to him, he committed a more severe offense. Not only that he disrespected him in his mind, but he also spoke. Because they are brothers, when Lord Shiva saw him, he immediately got up and he wanted to embrace him. But Brigu Muni said, no, my dear Lord Shiva, please don't embrace me. Because, you are always associating with the crematoriums and you put the ashes of the dead people on your body and you are very impure. I don't want to touch you. Don't come close to me. So this was very offensive talk. And Lord Shiva became extremely angry. He actually became so angry that he took his trident, his weapon, and he started running after Brigu Muni to kill him. Can you imagine? But then his wife Parvati intervened, and she actually begged him to please calm down, and she was speaking sweet words. So she was able to calm him down, and Brigu Muni was able to escape and save his life. And then Brigu Muni went to Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu, he actually went to Lord Vishnu, who lives in this, our material universe, but on a special spiritual planet, which is called Shvetadvipa. And when he came to him, Lord Vishnu was actually resting on a bed together with Lakshmi, his wife. And Brigu Muni this time committed even more severe offense. He just entered his palace his room and he kicked him in the chest. This was corporal offense. This is the most severe offense. He physically attacked him. And how did Lord Vishnu respond? Did he become angry? Did he become violent? No. He remained completely peaceful, completely calm, and he just quickly got up and he begged forgiveness from Bhrigu Muni. Oh, my dear sage, I'm so sorry. Did you hurt your foot on my hard chest? This was his response. And of course, at this moment, Bhrigu Muni could understand. Yes, Lord Vishnu, he is undoubtedly the highest. He is undoubtedly fully situated in the mode of goodness. And indeed, Lord Vishnu, he is completely situated in the mode of transcendental goodness, Shuddha Sattva, and does not ever experience any material emotions, any material anger, frustration, or material desire. So these are, from this story, we can actually really get a deep insight. And we can actually think about a little bit about our life. How do we react to different triggers? And what are the emotions that come forward? And we can actually contemplate a little bit about these descriptions of the emotions in passion, emotions in ignorance, and emotions in goodness, and try to see how much does this refer to us? Where are we here in this? Where can we find ourselves? So this is important because it's important first to acknowledge our present situation. Once we understand at least a little bit where we are right now, and we also understand where we want to go, we have the goal, and the goal is to come to the higher state of the mode of goodness, then we can chart our path and achieve the goal. And in the next lecture, which will be on Wednesday, we will explore how do we elevate ourselves from these lower levels of consciousness, from the level of consciousness in the mode of ignorance, from the level of consciousness in the mode of passion, to the mode of goodness. There are 4 aspects of our life that we need to practically work on. And if we do this, we will start seeing very soon improvement in our general well-being, in our general situation, in our emotional state, in the level of our consciousness. So thank you very much for your attention. And I will be very happy if you just write some questions in the comments and we can have some discussion.